Hi everyone, Namaste, I'm Shilpa and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am a yoga teacher, a wellness coach and a full-time content creator. Well, if you're new here, let me introduce you to my space where I talk everything about wellness. So as you must have read the title of this video, today I'm going to talk to you about how to make yoga as your full-time career and how to become a high-income yoga teacher. So if you're somebody who's dreaming of teaching your first yoga class, or if you want to convert your passion into a thriving yoga business or a career, then this video is for you. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the smallest steps that took me and the mindset shifts that brought me here. As usual, I have scripted my entire video so that I don't miss anything, and I make sure that I'm going to label and keep the points as detailed as possible so that this video turns out to be the most helpful video you have watched as an upcoming yoga teacher. So this video is divided into certain chapters, which are how it all started for me, adopting a high performing character, which I also call an alter ego, the tools that helped me transform my career, how I created multiple income streams, why mindset is everything, because this is the super important segment of this video, and finally how you can get started today. So a little activity, a little homework which will help you take that first step. So without further ado, let's dive in. I was born in the mid-90s, and just like most of you, I am also a millennial, which brings me to this point where I was in a constant pressure of doing something really good with my career because all of my family members were in really good jobs. But I was a rebel and I wanted to do something different, and I had really supportive parents which supported me to take up performing arts as a career as well. And I started my career as a performance artist in the kingdom of dreams. I was a dancer who used to dance behind, and let me tell you, I used to love it. Dance is something that really comes from my heart. But eventually in that process, I discovered yoga, and yoga was essentially a part of our dance training, and I just fell in love with it. In 2016, I decided to do my yoga teacher's training, and since then I have been teaching yoga as a hobby till 2020. And before the pandemic, I had started teaching in gyms and small communities, but the income, it was very unstable and unpredictable, and that is not how I wanted my life to be. By this time, let me tell you, I was working in a full-time job as a school teacher. That's when I realized that I wanted to make an impact and I wanted to do something more. I wanted to make yoga as a thriving career for myself and make sure that when I get up every day in the morning, I wake up with so much fulfillment, and I wake up with that thought that today I'm going to make a change in people's lives. 2020 was actually a turning point for my yoga career when I started selling courses, when I had new students come into my classes. I was obviously teaching online, but I started doing more corporate sessions, and I also started doing more and more regular online classes and getting in more and more students into my kitty. As the first lockdown opened up, I also started doing more and more events, and because I started taking content creation more seriously, I started getting invites to these big events, these big multinational events where I went as a yoga teacher or a wellness coach, and it literally helped me take that first step to build a thriving yoga career for myself. This brings me to December 2022 when I left my full-time job as a school teacher and decided to pursue yoga as my full-time career. I became a wellness coach, and I started taking content creation even more seriously by creating regular content and meaningful content that added value in people's lives. I started creating content about how yoga and wellness can go hand in hand and how you can become spiritually aligned with yourself by doing little tasks every day. Which also brings me to my second chapter, which is how I adopted a high performing character, which I also call an alter ego. So I was initially a kind of a person who had these dreams and who had these ideas and opinions, but I was very shy to voice out my opinions. And I used to be that person, in my entire classroom when everybody used to pick up their hands that they know the answer, I used to literally hold myself back. Even if I knew that the answer was correct, I would not voice out my opinion in that thought I will be embarrassed, or what happens if I say something silly, people would laugh on me. So I had all these insecurities within me. So what I did now literally changed my life, and it can also change your life as well. I started questioning myself, what would my dream version of Shilpa would look like, and what would she do? And I started thinking of myself as somebody who is really confident, who is really intentional, and who does everything for a very higher purpose, who operates on a very high energy. And so I started acting like her. I started doing small things which led me to that dream version of Shilpa, which was something like I started dressing up for my yoga sessions. Instead of just appearing in a loose t-shirt and pajama, I started really wearing a sports bra, a nice legging, and I started creating that persona about myself. Secondly, I started with a morning routine and a consistent morning routine along with certain more rituals which helped me bring some discipline and consistency, because I feel that if I am not living that part, I will not be able to inspire other people to do the same. And thirdly, I started looking at yoga not just as a hobby but as a business. Now you can walk over me right, left and center, but let me tell you, if you want to make yoga as a high performing career for yourself, then you need to let that mindset of a hobby go away, like literally throw it outside the door and bring that business mindset in. You need to start treating your yoga business as any other business person would do to their product. And adopting a high performing character also helped me do the same, because I started thinking that, okay, if I want to attract this kind of a clientele into my yoga classes, how I should be behaving and how I should be planning my classes, what my classes should entail, how should I be communicating to people. All of this brought a huge change in my yoga business. Now let's talk about the tools that helped me transform my career. Now, the first thing is, obviously I did some yoga certifications from really good places. I have done my Hatha Yoga, Power Yoga and Ashtanga Yoga certification, and also recently I also did my sound healing certifications. All of these certifications are super important, because in today's time it's really important that you are also not just doing the practical work, but you're also learning about the body anatomy, and you're also doing that theoretical work that is really needed. At the same time, I made sure that to support my content creation business, I was more hands-on with the apps such as Canva. In short, I learned editing, I learned how to edit my videos, I learned how to edit my pictures. In fact, even this video that you're watching right now has been completely scripted, directed, filmed, edited, all by myself. Number two, I created a personal brand for myself, not only on Instagram, but now since I'm on YouTube, I'm also very active on my LinkedIn. I started talking to people about what felt more relatable to them instead of what I felt was only relatable to me. So instead of doing really advanced yoga poses and advanced yoga flows, or talking about really difficult meditation techniques or breathing techniques, I started talking to them about something that is close to them. For example, I call myself as a millennial yogi, which is somebody who was born in the 90s, in the mid 90s, right now might be doing a job or something like that, and will be supporting family, doing a lot of other tasks just like how a normal family person would do, while also maintaining a millennial life of socializing, meeting friends, partying, doing everything, but still wants to be on the yoga mat and feel connected spiritually. So I started talking to people about that lifestyle, because that was something very real. And also remember that if you will try to create an artificial image of yourself, it may give you a viral reel or a two, but it will not help you build a thriving business. So authenticity is really important. Thirdly, I learned the business aspect of it. So not just marketing my yoga classes, but marketing myself, making sure that my real version reaches you in the most authentic self possible, which also, by the way, helped me to price my classes and also fairly negotiate with the brands and with the people and with the events that I worked on. Now, I'm going to ask you to do a very simple thing. Bring your pen, bring your diary, and write what I'm going to tell you right now, because if you listen to this carefully, then you're going to have a thriving yoga career for yourself. When I left my job and I was only dependent on yoga classes, I realized that this is going to be completely a bullshit decision, and this is not something that I can sustain for a very long time because the income was unpredictable and unsustainable, but your girl has to pay the bills. So I decided to create multiple income streams for myself, which involved the online and the offline classes. It involved hosting retreats and yoga workshops, selling ebooks and courses, and fourthly, what I do on Instagram is collaborate with brands. All of these income streams are equally important in today's day and age. If you do not have multiple income streams, and if you are just thinking that you are going to survive on a yoga class or on group classes or on private classes, it is not going to work for a very long time. It might work for some months, maybe you get some lump sum amount, but it is not something that will help you pay your bills for a longer period of time. So as a successful wellness coach and a yoga teacher, I urge you to create multiple income sources for yourself, and these are super easy. Whenever you want to get in touch with me, take a consultation call about how you can do this, how you can approach the brands, how you can approach the people, how you can fairly price your classes, get in touch with me on my email. I'm going to put everything in the description. DM me on my Instagram and I will help you out with that. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the most important segment is now, which is why mindset is important. Now you can have all the right tools, you can have all the right guidance, but if you do not have the correct mindset, it is very difficult to thrive in your career. I started practicing affirmations, I started journaling, I created consistent morning routines for myself, I started focusing on what I eat, I started focusing on what I wear, I started focusing on how I can be happy internally, where I don't have to really depend on somebody else for my happiness. And when I started doing these little things for myself, I started taking charge of my own life. And that is very important, because if you're in this journey where you are going to make a thriving career for yourself, it's important to also focus on your internal self. Which also brings me to this point, that whenever I felt that there is a brand or a student which did not match my energy, I withdrew myself from that situation. I did not do it. I did not send that intention in the universe that I'm okay with anything and everything, even if somebody's paying me less, but I felt that I deserved more. I felt that this was the time where I withdrew myself from the situation and put my foot forward that this is what I deserve and this is what I will get. Because till the time I don't send out that signal in the universe, I did not get these big brand collaborations and big events. So how you can get started today, right now, I'm going to tell you 3 things that you need to do as a homework after you have watched this video. The first thing is, I want you to take a diary and write down what are the kind of people that you want to attract in your classes. What are those exact kind of people that you want to teach? That is, describe your clientele. Second thing will be to invest in your growth. Invest in equipments which will help you in your content creation journey or in your classes, which can be as simple as buying a tripod. And number 3 would be to decide who you want to be as a yoga teacher. So for that, you can do a free class for your Instagram users just to test your skills. And within that class, I want you to really imagine yourself as that high performing yoga teacher. How would you see yourself in that yoga class? Disciplined, intentional, really confident, right on cue, helping your students, supporting your students, listening to each one of them. Everything that you see yourself in a high performing character, you need to write that down. So do these 3 activities and let me tell you, this is going to be a game changer for you. So that's it guys, this brings me to the end of this video of how to become a high performing yoga teacher. Well, if you like this video, don't forget to comment and let me know which is the point that really inspired you the most. Subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon to support me, because I really need your support. Thank you so much and I'll see you in the next video. Namaste.